The galaxy had long believed humanity was just another primitive species, curious, reckless, and ultimately harmless. Earth lay on the edge of the spiral arm, a blue dot often overlooked by the great empires that charted the stars. They sent probes, silent observers, to watch the fledgling world rise from its infancy. They saw humans build machines of war, explore their moon, and touch the stars with fragile metal wings. The Galactic Empire thought they understood them. They were wrong. The attack was supposed to be routine. A demonstration of power, a lesson in obedience. The Empire's armada arrived in orbit under the pretext of civilization enforcement, a term they often used to justify planetary subjugation. They believed Earth would kneel like countless others before it. But the humans did not kneel. The first strikes leveled cities, shattered continents, and boiled oceans. Billions cried out as fire fell from the sky. Yet amid the ash and ruin, something ancient stirred, a resolve that no empire could quantify. The humans, broken but unbowed, looked up and decided they would never forgive. When the smoke cleared, a single message was transmitted through every frequency known to the Empire. It wasn't a plea for mercy, nor a surrender. It was a voice, calm, human, and terrifyingly cold. "You attacked our home," the voice said. Then silence followed. The Galactic High Command expected retaliation, perhaps a few stolen ships or guerrilla strikes. They were prepared for that. But what came next was something that defied their understanding of war, strategy, or even sanity. Humanity vanished from all known channels. Earth went dark, its orbit guarded by wreckage and silence. And for a century, the galaxy forgot. Then the silence broke. An Empire fleet investigating the Perseus frontier vanished without a trace. No distress beacons, no survivors, no wreckage. Only a faint transmission detected days later, a whisper of an old Earth signal, repeating that same phrase, "You attacked our home." The Empire dismissed it as coincidence, until another fleet disappeared. Then another. Planets once loyal to the Empire began receiving strange messages, encrypted, old human code, mixed with haunting recordings of Earth's last day. Panic began to spread among the high ranks. Entire sectors went quiet. Industrial systems reported ghost ships, black vessels with no signatures, moving faster than light should allow. They struck without warning, disabling fleets and vanishing into the void. Those who survived described the same emblem on the hulls, a simple blue sphere with white streaks, Earth.By the time the Empire realized the scale of what they had awakened, it was too late. Human colonies, once scattered and hidden, began to reveal themselves. They were not refugees, they were soldiers. Entire worlds had been reforged into fortresses. Every moon, every asteroid field, every forgotten corner of space became a weapon. Humanity had rebuilt itself in silence. The Empire tried diplomacy. They sent envoys, priests, peacekeepers. None returned. On one occasion, a single shuttle came back drifting, its crew lifeless, each with the same words carved into their armor, "Home remembers." Nightmares spread through the Empire's ranks. Soldiers reported dreams of Earth, oceans of blue, skies of fire, and a voice echoing through the static. Commanders began to defect, terrified that even thinking about Earth would summon its wrath. No propaganda could quiet the fear that gripped the galaxy. Then came the day when the humans spoke again. Across every star system, every planet, and every frequency, a single broadcast appeared. The same voice from a century ago. Calm, human, and resolute. "You attacked our home," it repeated, "now we are coming for yours." Panic turned to chaos. Fleets scrambled to prepare, but nothing could stop what followed. Human ships appeared in system after system, cutting through the Empire's defenses like they weren't even there. Their technology was beyond anything seen before, ships powered by singularity cores, soldiers armored in light, entire planets surrendered without a fight, terrified not of death but of humanity's silence. The humans didn't gloat, didn't conquer for glory or wealth. They simply dismantled every trace of the Empire's rule, erasing centuries of tyranny with precision and efficiency. The last emperor, cornered in his citadel on the capital world, broadcast a desperate plea to the human fleet orbiting above. Why? He asked. Why this vengeance? We tried to bring order. The reply came from that same, unshakable voice. You brought death. You attacked our home. What followed wasn't destruction, it was judgment. The human fleet fired once. The capital, the heart of the empire, was gone. No debris, no flames, just silence. The kind that echoes forever across the stars. The remaining races watched in terror and awe. Humanity did not conquer. They restored balance through fear alone. And once their vengeance was done, they disappeared again, leaving only whispers behind. Now, even centuries later, no one dares speak Earth's name aloud. The Galactic Empire has been gone for generations, but its ghosts still tremble. Every so often, a faint signal crosses the dark, a human frequency, repeating one line like a haunting promise: you attacked our home. The stars themselves seemed quieter after that. The ancient trade routes of the empire lay abandoned, silent witnesses to the wrath that had swept across the galaxy. Worlds once burning with arrogance now drifted cold and empty, their skies haunted by echoes of human vengeance. Even pirates and scavengers avoided those ruins. They said sometimes, when the solar winds were right, you could still hear the voice: you attacked our home. Civilizations that had once bowed to the empire began to rebuild, but none dared rise too high. They feared attention, especially from the direction of Sol. Historians tried to erase the records, but the story spread in whispers and dark corners, the tale of the species that spoke once and changed the galaxy forever. Scholars debated what humanity had become. Some said they transcended flesh, merging with their machines. Others claimed they were ghosts of vengeance, entities that no longer needed bodies or planets. A few believed they had retreated to the edges of the universe, waiting for the next empire foolish enough to threaten them. None knew for sure. On one isolated moon, an archivist discovered something curious: ancient transmissions hidden deep within an old imperial relay. Images of Earth before the war. Children laughing. Oceans calm and bright. Cities alive with light. The archivist wept. For the first time, they understood what the empire had destroyed, and why humanity never forgave. Empires can rebuild fleets, armies, and worlds. But they cannot rebuild trust. The very word Earth became forbidden in galactic lexicons. It was classified as a level Omega threat, a name spoken only in emergency protocols, and even then, whispered with fear. Yet still, reports persisted. Freighters vanishing near the Orion Rift. Listening stations detecting faint signals that matched human encryption. Shadowy vessels seen only in reflection. They never attacked, but their presence was enough. Every encounter was followed by that same ghostly broadcast: you attacked our home. Eventually, new generations grew skeptical. They dismissed the stories as myths, exaggerations of a dead past. The empire was gone, and humanity hadn't been seen in lifetimes. They are legends, said the young rulers. Fairy tales to scare children. But the veterans, the survivors, knew better. They had seen the blue symbol. One young admiral, ambitious and arrogant, proposed an expedition. He would go to the Sol system, find Earth, and prove it was all superstition. His fleet vanished after entering human space. Only one probe escaped, its sensors fried, its final transmission burned into history: a single image of Earth, pristine and whole, surrounded by ships the size of moons. The galaxy froze. No one dared go near Sol again. The admiral's homeworld declared silence, sealing its borders. The message was clear: Earth was awake, and it remembered. Decades passed in uneasy quiet. Trade resumed, politics shifted, alliances rose and fell, but every race carried a shared fear. No one wanted to be the next to provoke the ghosts of humanity. Even wars between alien nations avoided mention of Earth, as if speaking the name might draw its gaze, but humanity's shadow wasn't all fear. For some, it was a warning and a lesson. Small civilizations began to emulate their resilience. They studied Earth's history, its art, its philosophy. They saw in humanity not just vengeance, but an indomitable will to survive. A generation of thinkers emerged who called themselves the Keepers of Soul. They didn't seek to summon humans, only to remember them. They believed that one day, when the galaxy learned to respect life and peace, humanity might return not as executioners, but as guides. Yet, deep in the void, beyond the rim of known space, humanity watched. The silence wasn't ignorance, it was patience. They observed how the galaxy evolved, whether it would repeat its mistakes. They had rebuilt, stronger than ever, united not under nations, but under one purpose: never again. The human fleets now existed beyond the visible spectrum, ships that could fold space and rewrite gravity. They had become something more, guardians of a memory that burned brighter than any star. To them, time was irrelevant. The galaxy could forget, but they would not. Some say that every newborn star is watched by human eyes, distant but vigilant. Some say every empire's rise is quietly measured against a single question: will they attack another's home? When the Zyreth Dominion began enslaving frontier worlds, that question was answered. Their fleet spread like locusts, devouring colonies, claiming planets in the name of progress. It was history repeating itself. And when their flagship bombarded a peaceful moon, the universe held its breath. Days later, their communications network went dark. Entire armadas blinked off scanners. The Zyreth Emperor demanded an explanation. What enemy could silence 1,000 ships in a night? Then a signal appeared on every screen in the Dominion. A blue sphere. A human voice. Calm, unshaken. You attacked their home. No more words followed. No warnings. Just light, cold and white, stretching across the sky as the Dominion's core worlds turned to dust. Witnesses described it as beautiful, like sunrise after endless darkness. The humans didn't claim victory, they simply vanished once more, leaving silence behind, and so the cycle continued. Whenever a tyrant rose, whenever a world was burned in arrogance or greed, there were whispers. A shadow in the void. A blue emblem. A quiet voice that carried the weight of an ancient promise. The galaxy began to change, slowly but surely. The memory of humanity became a moral law. Entire charters of peace were signed in their name. Children learned in schools not of terror, but of justice, the justice of those who refused to let home be desecrated. Centuries later, when explorers reached the galactic edge, they found something extraordinary: a colossal ring orbiting a dying star. Its surface bore a single inscription, written in countless languages. For every home lost. For every voice silenced. We remember. No one knew who built it, but they all understood its message. It was humanity's legacy, silent, enduring, and eternal. Even now, travelers sometimes report hearing a faint echo in the void, like a whisper through static. A voice both distant and close, carrying through time itself: you attacked our home. And in that whisper, the galaxy remembers why it no longer sleeps.